You decide to wake up at 5 a.m., tackle a massive reading list, and finally chase that intimidating goal. Almost immediately, your social circle reacts strangely. They drop passive-aggressive advice, make mocking little jokes about your new routine, and offer a deafening, awkward silence when you try to discuss anything meaningful. You catch yourself wondering if you've become arrogant or if you're suddenly a bad friend. These social frictions are the first symptoms of growth. You are discovering the brutal psychological price required to begin building a strong mind. We are often told that self-improvement is collaborative, that you will grow, inspire everyone around you, and walk into the sunset together. Human evolution tells a different story. For thousands of years, our survival depended entirely on blending into a tribe. We are wired to exist within an invisible herd, where every thought is policed and every action is measured against the group's approval. This animated diagram illustrates how human social networks mirror our neurobiology. When you change your habits, your brain literally rewires itself. You are like this single node, disconnecting its existing pathways to forge new, distinct connections and break off autopilot. But notice the friction it creates. This individual rewiring causes a systemic disruption. The surrounding network, your peer group, begins to vibrate erratically as your evolution clashes with their static state. Your new discipline forces them out of their comfort zone. It makes their collective laziness and stagnation painfully obvious. Your evolution represents a walking anomaly, a breathing threat to the system's ancient survival programming. The 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche understood this dynamic perfectly. He operated like a surgeon of the human soul, diagnosing exactly why a powerful mind poses a direct threat to collective mediocrity. He identified a defense system we can call the mirror of mediocrity. It is an invisible social mechanism designed to keep everyone leveled down, actively punishing anyone who dares to elevate their thinking above the baseline. By elevating your mind, you become a terrifying mirror to your peers. Your brilliance exposes the unexamined darkness and quiet desperation of their ordinary lives. To protect themselves, the herd deploys specific tactics to drag you back down. They weaponize shame, enforce social exclusion, and biting irony. So the next time your friends demand you be realistic about a big idea, recognize what is actually happening. They are not attacking your goals. They are attacking the mirror that reflects their own projected fears. Nietzsche identified a second, more insidious defense mechanism, the slave morality. This is a massive psychological fortress constructed specifically by those who are completely incapable of achieving greatness themselves. Look at this diagram to see how it functions. The core purpose of the slave morality is to actively invert values to protect the weak. Positive traits like ambition, independence, and strength are mechanically flipped into negative labels like selfishness, coldness, and arrogance. Driven entirely by resentment and jealousy, these inverted labels interlock to form a solid wall, designed to suppress and condemn the strong. When your peers accuse you of being cold or distant, they execute a calculated deployment of this exact morality, designed to force you back into submission. To defeat these defense mechanisms, Nietzsche proposed a higher psychological state of evolution, the Ubermensch or the Overman. Reaching this state requires a profound shift in how you process decisions. The Overman permanently discards the question, "Is this allowed by my friends?" and replaces it entirely with, "Is this worthy of me?" Achieving this requires internal destruction. You must ruthlessly kill off the parts of your ego that still crave external validation and wait for a pat on the back. You cannot build the mind of an eagle while remaining trapped in a cage constructed purely from the opinions of people who have never flown. Stepping into this mental evolution has an immediate consequence. You enter an incredibly lonely psychological desert, completely devoid of applause, praise, or guides. In this silence, the temptation to put the mask back on will be intense. You will want to return to the herd and pretend you do not see the world the way you do now. The severe loneliness you feel marks the biological shedding of your need to be domesticated. This isolation functions as a fire, explicitly burning away your remaining reliance on external validation. Through this process, you are trading away superficiality to finally meet your true self. This journey requires an ultimate trade-off. You must sacrifice opportunities and friendships that demand your submission in exchange for absolute, terrifying integrity. If you are currently sitting in the isolation of that psychological desert, declare your acceptance of the cost right now. Claim your space and accept the price of a strong mind. When you truly possess your own mind, no external system or herd can dictate your worth or force you into submission.